are playing Cleveland, that the scoring is going to be very, very different. Eastern Conference versus Western Conference. You had to keep pace with Houston, or you were going to be in a heap of it. Cleveland's going to be a little bit different. You might be able to get away with some stuff, but I think that if Draymond can, facilitate, and he's got to find a way to get some threes to go down.
Yeah.
Because he's open every possession, and we experienced that with our team a little bit. That teams pick and choose. Okay, this is the guy that's got to take a shot, and so we've experienced that. So I think Draymond is. I love the guy when you can facilitate through your power forward, and life is wonderful.
Houston misses 27 straight three-pointers. As a coach, would you just say, this is what we do, keep going, or would you adjust somehow in mid-game?
Well, it's not a system that I'm in love with, so for me, it's not easy to say keep doing it. I think I could more easily say it about Boston than I could Houston. And once you go down that road with Houston, that's who you are. Then you gotta stay true to your identity. I do think it's not a bad idea maybe to say, hey, we do get threes and we get layups. It's not a bad idea to maybe emphasize, get some more layups, to then come back to it. It's like, sometimes when I go to the casino, Jim, I might be playing slots for a little bit and it's not going very well. I'll go get a bite to eat and I'll come back and I'll go to a different part of the casino to see if I can change it. So I thought it wouldn't be a bad idea for Houston to do something like that.
That's kind of what I felt watching it. Let's go to some Twitter questions. Again, check out talknorth.com for all the shows on the network, and subscribe, by the way, to an individual show like this show or the network as a whole, whatever you prefer. And we do prefer downloads if you don't mind. From MJ, I know she's a loyal listener. Would you give us... And you kind of already did this, so you might just want to pick and choose what would be new information from MJ. Would Coach give us a synopsis of the bench players and members for this year's team, their roles and strengths? Are there any that we haven't gotten to yet that you want to mention?
Yeah. Well, I think they've gotten familiar with Danielle Robinson. I think they understand what she's bringing to the table. She's learning every day. We had her in the fire at the end of the Atlanta game. Didn't go well, but sometimes you have to, have failure before you have success. So we saw that as a learning moment for her. Lynetta Kaiser is a player that's, this is her 7th year in the league. Her strength is that she gives you the ability to face up. That's really what we wanted from our power forwards this year was to make sure that we were able to space the floor, and shoot it. And Lynetta, career field goal percentage is about 47%. Not necessarily a great three baller, but definitely 17 to 19 feet. Scoring is what she does. She's actually been a pleasant surprise defensively. We thought she might be capable if we asked for it and demanded it, and your playing time was dependent upon it. Then the light bulb goes on, and so I think she's been really, really receptive to how we do things. I think they know Chechi Zandalicini, a small forward who's 6'1", 6'2", can really shoot it. And she's just 22 years old, plays over in Italy. And we think she's got a chance to be a really solid, at least a role player. That's at minimum for her. And we got to try to find ways to get her on the floor. I think fans are familiar with Alexis Jones, who we drafted last year. Well, the difficulty for us is, Danielle Robinson, Tanisha Wright, who's a veteran. Tanisha's strength is sometimes you can generate easy offense off your defense and getting stops. Tanisha understands how to do that. She spent a few years on the all defensive team. Very, very difficult to play against. Probably my favorite part about Tanisha is, she says all the right things and she's not afraid to say what needs to be said. And it's just really valuable to have that on the court, sometimes reminding the veterans, what needs to be said and done. And so, and then Temi Fegbenley was with us last year, backup center who, again, minutes are going to be hard to come by. And like I said, we're trying to get an 8-player rotation going and figuring that out, and then start to add in, where we think we can get more minutes.
Last Twitter question. Again, next show, June 11th, 6 p.m. at Free House. We will continue to do a lot of weekly shows, but we're going to give a little gap before our next live show, really promote that. And we had a great time with the fans who showed up last time. Hope to see the same people and more out there. Remember, Free House, great patio, great bar area, which is where we do the show, huge restaurant area, and you get to watch them make their own beer, which is really cool.
Can I put my request in now for the caramelized Thai pork? Do you think I could get that while we're doing our show?
I think they like you. I think they will take good care of you.
Okay, that's what I'm up for.
Yeah, and I know you might try beer that might pair nicely with that.
That's what I'm looking. I need some help with that.
From Laura, care to dish on your plans for that last roster spot?
Which last roster spot?
I don't know.
Oh,
I just thought
because we have 12. Yeah, it's of course I can't dish on what we plan to do with the last roster spot, but salary cap reasons are why we're at 11 right now. I think it would be safe to say that we will be potentially utilizing the remainder of the cap on a 12th player if we see something present itself.
I'm going to give Cheryl a chance for a final thought on anything in the basketball world or anything in the world at large. And she will then tell us all of her secret Twitter passwords and names, because that's how the basketball world is operating these days. After I thank all of our listeners, again, check out talknorth.com, download, see you at Freehouse June 11th, 6 p.m. If you'd like to advertise, jsuhan47@gmail.com. Thanks to our listeners. Cheryl, final thought.
Well, I think this is more basketball, right? Because I don't know anything else in the world right now.
That's all right.
The last week we've been on the road and we're fully immersed into what we're doing. And then, and obviously, trying to be successful, winning games and putting everything we have into it. And it's not quite, worked out exactly like we want it to just yet. I think what comes to mind, is a couple of things. One, if you know what you're doing is right, you stay the course, and you don't push the panic button. There are no panic buttons, in this building, and, we know what we have to get done. But it makes me think of our fans. And we have many, many fans that know that this is a time that we need them more than ever, is when a team maybe needs a boost. Next time we're in Target Center, which is tomorrow night, that we're going to need them. We're going to need that little extra that they give. And I think that inevitably, when you've been successful over an 8-year period, unprecedented, historic run, that there'll be comparisons of what we're doing now to years past. And we don't do that internally. We think that's really important. That is going to be difficult to meet every single year. And so we only want to judge ourselves by this season and the 11 other teams in the 2018 season. And we're just 5 games into it. And so, I would encourage that we all be mindful that winning a game in this league is hard. We've always said it. And now you're seeing it. There's a fine line between winning and losing. And I'm really, really confident in the group that we have.
Is there ever a good time to panic? That's always my question.
It's no fun to be around somebody that wants to panic.
Yeah. In any situation, I can't imagine why you would want to panic. And I've never actually seen a panic button. So I'm not sure hitting one would be easy.